Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Namaskar students, welcome to the Human Resource Management course of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, courtesy Chaitanya Studio. Last lecture we have discussed job analysis and various aspects with respect to job analysis. In today's session we'll start with job design. So let's start the journey to discuss most important topic of job design. So it comes under third unit of first block Human Resource Management course for BBA program. So this side Dr. Jignesh Trivedi, Associate Professor, Narayana Business School, Ahmedabad. So students, in last session we have discussed job analysis followed by process, factors, limitations, and how when any company will perform job analysis towards the end they will get two wonderful outcomes, which were job description and job specification, wherein job description was related to a job and job specification was related to a job holder. So today we are going to discuss job design, what actually job design is, what would be the different factors associated with job design. Now, which are the methods any organization can go with in order to do job design, followed by limitations of job design. So, dear students, as the word job design entails, it's an interesting phenomena in human resource management discipline. Like you can just look at the diagram, a kind of replica I have tried to mention over here in order to replicate job design. Now job design, it is somewhat similar to design of any product. So wherein job for any organization, job is nothing but a composition of different tasks. Various tasks as well as subtasks will be combined and become one job. Now what happens? Many a times people are able to perform their task, they have the capacity, but due to some reason over a period of time they cannot perform as per their expectations and as per the capacity they are having. So sometimes company feel or HR feels that it might be a wrong recruit, but that's not the case, because people are not able to perform their job well because somewhat problem with the designing of that job. And this is not a routine process, just like recruitment and selection or training and development. But yeah, once many people in organization with respect to their different jobs, when they realize that yes, they are finding difficulty in order to perform whatever task has been allotted to them, which means it's a time that either you have to check the design of your job or you need to redesign your job. So this is considered to be job design. Now let's check the definition given by scholars. So if we consider Ali Davis, job design is the specification of contents, methods and relationship of job in order to satisfy technological as well as organizational requirements, also social and personal requirement of the job holder. So as I told you earlier, job analysis and job design both are related. So when we talk about job design, a person who has developed that job needs to consider both aspect, one organizational as well as another human, as it is clearly evident from this definition that job should be something which can satisfy technological as well as organizational aspect, that is from the job point of view, but social and personal objectives should be keep in mind, that is a human side, which means in a simple manner if we try to understand a job, whichever level it could be, top order, middle order, bottom level, it could be a factory worker, it could be an accountant, or it could be a manager. When we consider any job profile, whenever HR department or any specialist try to design or redesign that job, one should keep in mind human aspect as well as organizational objectives. If the balance is not there, then that would be problematic sooner or later. Let's check the second definition. Job design, if being done properly, a conscious effort is made to organize various tasks, duties and responsibilities into a unit of work to achieve certain objectives which has been defined. So as we discussed earlier, if job has been designed properly, company will not have any problem in order to attain organizational objective, and vice versa is also true. When you feel that people are unable to meet up their objectives, which means there might be some problem with the designing of the job, and HR department has to look after. Now, what could be the benefits, the positive points if we consider job design on a serious note? So, it enables the organization to develop employees, those who are efficient, dynamic and responsible. It ensures that whatever goods or services company is producing would be qualitative constantly. As you know, consistency is core part. It eliminates the possibility of probable accidents and unfortunate safety hazards. It helps to improve coordination and cooperation among different parties, like the major party, employees versus employers. Typically we say, but there would be a coordination and cooperation between management and employees or the workers. And one more, it ensures that employees should be up to date in their skills, which help them in improving their career. Because if you keep on updating the designing of your job, accordingly people has to prepare themselves. So ultimately this effort lead to overall improvement of an individual and his or her skill set, which is ultimately beneficial to the organization. क्योंकि कंपनी में काम करने वाले लोग अगर अपने आप को डेवलप करेंगे तो हमेशा towards the end it benefits the company most. Now, what could be the factors which affect job design? Let's check the major factors. Task structure, what kind of task it is, like hierarchy, level of task complexity. Then how much authority would be provided, that freedom would be given to individuals, and how much level of responsibilities would be provided with respect to that particular job. Like you compare authority and responsibility level of a customer care executive versus a doctor who is doing a surgery. Recognition and support. In order to perform that job, how much support would be provided from other members available in an organization? It actually varies from profile to profile. How much technology involvement would be there? As we all are studying and hearing so much about AI, Soon the days will come that AI would be part of most of the jobs which we are performing right now. So, but depends, the proportion would be different from job to job. Strength of the union. Now in service sector, the strength would be lesser, but manufacturing sector, still employers have that tendency to deal with strong trade unions. We'll discuss this thing in detail in subsequent chapters. Corporate culture. Now what sort of culture your company is having that affects job designing. And last is working condition, like shift working, weekday working, weekends working. Then there would be hazards available in working places, a kind of very much comfortable working parameters. So these could be different factors which might affect positively as well as negatively to the job design. Now let's check upon one of the important part, that various components or methods of job design. Let's check few of most important components of job design. Start with the first one, self-managed teams. Now you might have heard teams, like where people will get united and they'll work. Now here the term is somewhat different, self-managed, which means like there won't be any boss, no formal hierarchy. People are there who are in a condition to manage themselves. How? They'll have a capacity, they are ready to collaborate, they constantly provide support to each other, they do motivate each other, they try to figure out solution, they have defined goals, they already provided with the training, and they have that approach to manage themselves. So that is one way. Not in every job profile that's possible, but some of the technical as well as analytical sort of jobs do have self-managed teams. Job rotation, which doesn't require much segregation, as you all aware, where you ask people to keep on changing their profiles from one end to another. That's what you are rotating the job. As you might seen here, the one who was working on telephone would be moved to PC, and the one who was with PC now would be moving to telephone. So job rotation again helps to define the jobs. Job enlargement. When HR finds people are workaholic, people have the capacity to manage their task within the specified limit, and sometimes people have some extra work remains. So at that point of time, some similar kind of work would be allotted to people which they can perform at their convenience, and obviously they won't get any monetary reward for that, but they'll have some autonomy. So that concept is called job enlargement, where horizontal expansion of your job would be there. The next would be job enrichment. Now what happened? Job enrichment is something both horizontally as well as vertically. Your job is going to get changed. When you found challenges in your job and when you have provided autonomy in order to perform those challenges successfully, when you have the capacity to determine your resources at your own, which means you can say that yes, your job is enriched. People, those who have dynamic capacity and extraordinary skill set compared to other employees of the team, are provided job enrichment. People, those who completely able to fulfill their task while doing job enrichment, will be having higher chances to enrich their jobs, which means they will have very high chances to be promoted soon. So that's job enrichment. People with having extraordinary skill set are only eligible to enrich their jobs. Job re-engineering, like if we consider, we try to realign with corporate goals. Job re-engineering means whatever would be the individual task associated with the job, now we try to attain with overall organizational objective. That's why we realign with the company's goals or objectives. Then there won't be non-required power structure, like you want to perform the task and you keep on asking people to get the permission and then only that's possible. We try to eliminate because it actually reduces the capacity. We redesign the flow. Sometimes what happens, specifically in engineering jobs, mechanical jobs, duplication of efforts. People keep on performing tasks which are not necessary. That's why you have to redesign the flow. Then redefine titles and position. What would be the titles which are required and what are the titles which we can eliminate or we can reduce? Here we can work upon them. Promote learning in an organization. It means whatever new things have been come to one person's radar, it has been communicated and transferred along with the other members available in the team. So that's whatever one person learns, which is good for not only him or her, but for the entire team or entire organization. And incentives and rewards. Now you all know salaries are very common. But what is something different? That is incentive, the bonus, the extraordinary rewards which would be available to you. So through job re-engineering, we try to make sure that whosoever able to perform extraordinary, they will be handed over certain extra rewards as well as incentives, which actually motivates them to work powerful, work better than the other members available in the same team or any part of the organization. So we have seen major 5 components, be it job rotation, job enlargement or enrichment of the job, followed by re-engineering, wherein we have started with self-managed teams. As I told you earlier, self-managed team is a sheer absence of formal leadership. No one is there to provide you any sort of guidance. People are capable enough to manage themselves. While job rotation, a simple transferring of job profiles. Job enlargement, when extra work would be given. Job enrichment, both autonomy as well as authority, along with extraordinary responsibility would be provided. And in case of job re-engineering, we try to change the focus in order to attain. These were the major components, wherein only one component, that is job enrichment, have the capacity to bring person from one layer to the next layer or one bracket to the next bracket. Now let's check upon what are the major limitations of job design. So the first one, people, those who resist job design programs as job enrichment, because what they feel, by enriching their job, it becomes more challenging and it might happen they tend to perform mistakes and lapse. I can give you small example, people who are able to perform good in Ranji Trophy or Dulip Trophy, but they don't want to move to international matches because they have that fear that they are capable enough to perform in national grounds, but they are unable to perform in international level. So sometimes people have that kind of mindset that if the jobs would be enriched, they might occur some mistakes. They might not able to fulfill the capacity and might not able to complete the task. So that could be one major limitation. They tend to have that mistake or erroneous mindset. Job enrichment not necessarily follow the job title and enrichment also. which means what happened? You'll be having challenges, you'll be having somewhat autonomy, but you don't get any change in the job title. Like you were assistant manager, after having new challenges, after having some extra resources, still you are the assistant manager only. So it should get changed, but many a times it won't. So which create some dissatisfaction in the mindset of employees. And here, as I told you, the employees are not the ordinary one. These are the employees with dynamic capacity and extraordinary skill set. They feel bad. It's also possible that trade unions may oppose job design as they fear that might result into loss of jobs. Now understand, when you do job design and specifically when you try to go with job rotation, job enlargement or job enrichment, in all three cases, there are very high chance that people, those who are unable to perform, they might lose their jobs. Let me give you an example. Suppose job rotation. A person has been shifted from his existing job, the one which he was able to perform since long. Now he has been shifted to job B or C or D from job A. Now if he is unable to perform in job B, C or D, now what happened? Management will take a note of that and management try to offer a kind of training program to him so that he can perform. But still if he is unable to perform, then management might ask him to leave the organization. So trade unions are worrying for this. Second, job enlargement. When management found few people are extraordinary talented, which means some extra work could be allotted to them. And if they are capable enough to perform that extraordinary work, so one new job could not be possible because other people having the same capacity, they are able to perform that extra task. That's why job enlargement is danger in the eyes of employees, also in the eyes of trade union. And last but not the least, job enrichment. When people have the capacity and when they will be having challenges before them, if they are able to complete on time, they'll be getting promotion. But what about people, those who are unable to perform, those who can't manage challenges, which means it is very thin chance for them to have promotion in near future. And that is why unions don't like job design approaches. What union wishes, whatever is going on, let them go. जैसा चल रहा है चलने दो, नहीं तो क्या होगा, बहुत सारे काम नहीं कर पाने वाले लोगों पे खतरा बन सकता है. Their job might be at risk. That's why union do not want to come up with newer and more beneficial concepts and components of job design. Couple of more limitations. Now, job design may be opposed by employees and who lack interpersonal skills, as there is a possibility that they would be forced to work in teams. Now again, there is a problem. Like I told you in last session, this is an era where you have to work in teams. We just have seen the example self-managed teams. And I haven't told you that self-managed teams means all people belong to same department. No, that's not possible. There is one particular type called cross-functional teams where people from different departments or having different hierarchy or different branches, they can come together and they can work. Now, what happened? Out of this course, in every organization, we can find few people who don't like to work in teams, who don't want to collaborate, who don't want to cooperate. They feel they alone are capable enough and they will go ahead. वो खुद ही चलेंगे कारवा लेके. They don't want to get settled with others. They don't need to take help from anybody, as well as they don't need to get helped by others. So if this mentality of people are there, what happen? They are unable to perform or they will find it very difficult to perform in newer components of job design, because it's not like that they only lack the willingness or ability to work in team, but they lack great interpersonal skill set. Interpersonal skill set means whenever you are working in an organization, just the manner you are living in your home with your family members as one team, one family, same in the organization, you should work with other people like members of a family, and for which you should possess a great level of interpersonal skills. But when an individual lacks those skills, he or she tries to run away. And how they are running away? They feel that yes, this won't work. Last but not the least, many a times company feels that the cost of job design outweighs its benefits. Means the disadvantages are higher than the advantages. So these were the limitations of job design. Here we have completed our topic of job design, wherein we have discussed different components followed by various limitations of the novel concept called job design. So dear students, we have completed the topic of job design. In next lecture, we'll discuss recruitment and selection. Thank you so much. Have a great learning.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तप